You know, we wanted to make this a really bipartisan event and have as many different voices and views and thoughts and all those people that showed up to hear Lou Vince tonight. So give yourselves a hand. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys coming to our house tonight. And Mimsy, who's trying to escape, is my co-host.
Nice.
Dogs are barking.
And the dogs are barking. We kept them. I kept our
We got a
doxies.
sleeping bag, dude. You're out in the backyard tonight.
Yeah, I know. But now that we have a sectional, we'll be all right. I can just stay out there.
Nice.
And of course, I want to thank Bonnie and Rick Eaton, who really did so much of this, and also Minerva Williams and Todd Hoover, who did so much of this. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I really, really, really appreciate it so much. I wanted to introduce some folks that you might not know. And the first is Bob Forshey, who is the president of the Progressive Democrats of the Antelope Valley. And he came all the way down here, right? Made the drive down here. And his partner Andy, who made the cheesecake, the coconut cheesecake, which I haven't been able to try yet. But it's, if you guys leave and the trays are still there, it stays with me. And then I want to introduce Diane Troutman, who's back here in the red jacket. And then holding an empty Moscow Mule is my pal Michael Cruz here, who's the Parks and Recreation Commissioner and one of our hosts, so thank you very much. I want to introduce Maria Gutzai.
Maria!
With her presence tonight, and she's the Vice President of the Newhall County Water District, correct?
Yeah.
I got that right. Woo! And we're all very sad that she is not on the City Council.
Yeah.
But 2016.
2016. And then Michael Kolka was here, who is the past president of the Democratic Alliance for Action. He had to leave though, so that's why I wanted to get started on this. And then Malcolm Blue, who is the corresponding secretary. Is that right? I got that right? For the Democratic Alliance for Action. And then Mr. Alan Ferdman, right there in the red. Is that right? Are you the president of the Canyon Country Advisory?
The chair.
Chair. Okay. And I haven't actually attended any of your meetings, but I got to start doing that because when they had a series of debates or forums for all the city council candidates, it was really, really amazing. It was a great thing, and he puts everything online anyway. So, I was going to introduce Lee Rogers, but I guess he's not coming here. But I'm going to tell a story that he doesn't know about, so in case he shows up. So he and I were walking, and we were in Old Town Newhall. And we were visiting all the different businesses, right? We wanted to meet all the local businesses. And we're walking along, and there's this dead bird on the sidewalk, right? And he's like, ah. And I'm like grossed out. I'm like, jeez, like, God, get that away from me.
No.
And of course, Lee walks over and he bends over and he's taking a close look at it. So I can tell you firsthand that he's not afraid to examine ugly issues. And that will continue because there's a lot of ugly issues that need to be solved. But so I'm going to move ahead and tell you that the reason that I'm throwing this party is obvious for this gentleman over here. But one of the reasons that I really like Lou is that he was the first one to step up to want to run against Lee Baca, right? Because Lee Baca was just going to roll right on. He's got all the money, he's got all the momentum, right? And that's a pretty scary task to even consider. But Lou wasn't afraid of that. And he was the first one that I knew that was going to challenge Baca. And as a reporter up in the Antelope Valley and a reporter down here, I know a lot of stuff that goes on that Lee Baca was behind that were problems with the Sheriff's Department. I knew a lot of them that people, and of course, a lot of times I wasn't allowed to write about those things, but that's another story.
Need to hear that one.
Yeah. So I knew, I was really excited that he was willing to do it. Well, then of course, Baca gets these indictments, right, and has to sort of skitter away. And then all these people filled the void, right? Now it was okay. Now it was okay to try to face Baca. So that's one of the things that I'm really impressed with Lou Vince. He was willing to do it, and it was tough, and he stayed in it while it is tough. So please, let's give a hand for Lou Vince.
Yeah, Lou!
Thank you, Mark, for that. Not to fall in the bushes here. Thank you for that introduction, and thank you everybody for putting this on. Mimsy, thank you very much. I don't know where you went. Thank you, and for the sponsors, and my new TV star friend. I don't know if you've all seen Dave on TV.
Yeah.
Have you seen him? Have you seen him? It's good stuff. And Todd Minerva. Todd Minerva, big shout out to you. I can't be everywhere in the county, but I don't need to be if you know Todd and Minerva, because they are everywhere on the internet.
Yeah.
Things just happen. I wake up in the morning and there's 48,000 emails. Todd and Minerva have been busy.
On it.
Anyway, I'll start like this. Most of you I know you, and you've heard my spiel about what I think about the Sheriff's Department, what needs to be done. But I'd like to try to answer the question that I always get asked, but I never get a chance to answer. And that question is, why are you running for sheriff? And usually, the thing that comes out of the person's mouth next, without even letting me take a breath, is they spout off some issue, some scandal, some problem, something they think could be done better. But the reason I'm running is because I'm just not satisfied with the way the Sheriff's Department is going. We need to make sure that everybody feels safe in their homes and communities. We need to get back to community-based policing. You should be able to talk to the Sheriff's Department, and more importantly, they should be talking to you. No more the guy with the most stars and bars on his collar going to a community meeting and telling you what we're going to do. We're going to go there and sit in the chairs and listen to what the community tells us is the problem and what needs to be addressed. The second thing, and if you've followed the Sheriff's Department even just briefly, you know the jails are overburdened and all too often too violent. We need to do something about that. There's been 4 sheriffs since 1932. There's been more popes than sheriffs. And you know how progressive the Vatican is, right? And how quick they are to change. So the Sheriff's Department needs someone from the outside. I've been with the LAPD 20 years that can manage that has the inside knowledge but the outside perspective to make sure that deputies 19 years old don't come out of the academy and go spend 8 years in the jail where they don't want to be. Along with the senior deputies that are in the penalty box that are in the jails. That's a recipe for disaster, and it's a lose-lose for everyone. And then, why that matters to you here in Santa Clarita, because most of you, other than Dave, don't have any contact with the Sheriff's Department. He's a prop for me today. It's your tax money paying hundreds of millions of dollars in lawsuits and settlements, and that's not just from the inmates, that's from the employees. So we need someone that's going to straighten that out. And lastly, that goes to what my last priority is to reform the Sheriff's Department. The office of the sheriff and those under his command can no longer turn a blind eye to the actions of those under their command. Current policy and the past policy of the Sheriff's Department is, I didn't know, nobody told me, it's somebody else's fault. Okay? That stops. It's going to be my responsibility, and it'll stop with me. Now, why do you all want to, normally you probably don't follow these races, but the sheriff's race is one of the most important races that you don't know about.
Yeah.
Or a lot of people don't know about.
Yep.
And why is it important? Because the sheriff, he can't stroke his pen and set policy, but he can lobby and use the office as a bully pulpit to get things done, to work on repealing the death penalty, to modify the 3 strikes law, to stop incarcerating people with mental illness. That's going to be one of my first priorities. That's going to reduce the overcrowding and get people the treatment they need instead of putting them in the jail system where they're, things just get worse. And I can assure you that when I'm the sheriff, the men and women of the LA County Sheriff's Department will be known for heroism, bravery, and professional policing, not for misconduct. And I see some wine glasses getting empty, so I'll leave you with this. And you're what's that called?
A Moscow Mule. I'll make you one after that.
I just saw him do this. Look at his ice cubes. Former Attorney General Robert Kennedy once said, every society gets the type of criminal it deserves. But what is equally true is that every community gets the type of law enforcement that it insists on. So I need your help. Help me help you get the type of Sheriff's Department that you insist on. Please help me with your time, your money, and your support. And your money. Did I say that? I'm just going to keep saying that. I might even get you one of these one-off t-shirts that are really I appreciate that. Please help me change the way things have always been done at the Sheriff's Department. It's time to move forward, and thank you for your support.
Yeah, Lou!